So we just got our first car for Turo. We haven't listed it yet. We should be listing it either this week or next week.
2 weeks later.
Oh my fucking God! $826. The car was listed like an hour ago. We got a listing for 15 days that covers the whole trip. It's for tomorrow.
And we don't have a lot of money, so we couldn't buy a very expensive car, but we still wanted to buy a car that could actually make us some money on Turo. So I was trying to figure out what car to buy. I tried to find a video on YouTube that shows, you know, what kind of research to do to buy a car, and I couldn't find one. I know a lot of people out there like me who did not know or do not know which car to use for Turo. So I figured that I would show the process of how we chose our first car to anybody else that wants to start Turo. We're gonna be doing monthly updates on how much money we make with Turo, how it's going, what we learned through it. Also, we'll be able to see whether or not my predictions that I had were correct, if we go higher than that, if we go lower than that, and if so, why did that happen? This video will be about how we chose our car for New Jersey. I actually want to do videos for other cities, so if you have a city that you're looking at and you want to find out what car to put in there, and this is your first time even looking for a car for Turo, let me know what city it is, and then I'll go and make a video on that, post it on the channel, probably in a playlist underneath this one. So the first thing I like to do is I will put the month that I'm looking to rent the car out on Turo. I feel like if the car is too close to now, it might be booked out, so I won't be able to see all the available cars that they have. So I'll put March 7th to March 11th. Now, something else that happens with this is some people may block off their cars after a certain period. So maybe they say, okay, I have my car listed from today, which would be October 2nd to December 31st. So their car won't show up after that, but there's no way to know that. So I kind of just have to, you know, make an educated guess on what the information that I have here is. All right, I put in the month, I put in the year, and now I'm going to put in New Jersey. We haven't actually listed the car yet, so we're still getting all the things ready. We're getting a kill switch, we're getting insurance, we have to get registration, we have to get the car detailed and washed, we had to get the tracking device, and I might also buy this remote access. It's like you can pretty much open your car remotely with that, so I might looking to get in that too. So all right, let's zoom in here. We're looking for a car that is preferably near the train station right from Manhattan, so it will be somewhere in this area here. So we're preferably looking in this area up here. So the first thing I've noticed in Jersey is that there's a lot of Teslas, right? So also I'm gonna pull up the Carvana website. This lets me know which car not only performs the best, but I can afford it. Because I might see that the best performing car is a Bentley that costs $400,000. I can't afford that, so that's not going to be something it's going to fit in my budget. The first thing that I wanted to know or look for a car was a car that fits into how much money I wanted to make per month. I don't really know how much you will make from Turo every month. It varies depending on the person and the car. I was thinking, honestly, the car could pay for itself at this point because it's our first car. That would be our best bet. And then on top of that, I was thinking if the car could bring in like $1,500 to $2,000 a month, we can profit maybe a couple $100. That'd be fine. So I'm gonna go back to this. My goal was $4,000 a month. So that's not based off of just one car. That's my overall goal. All right, so if I go to more filters, right? I prefer to go to vehicle makes first. Now you have the AM general, right? So there's no results for that. So there are no cars in this area that between this date that are available. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get that car. I would go all the way down. So the Acura has 15 results. So I go, okay, actually I'm gonna write all of these things down. Okay, if you see a woman in the back with her titties out, that's my girlfriend, Melissa. She likes to, you know, what do you call it? What do they call that when people video bomb? No, Melissa, video bomb my videos with your breast and your ass. And the AM General has 0. All right. The Acura has 15 results. The BMW has 50. I have finished writing down all of the numbers of how many cars they have in this area and of each type of car. I personally am a data junkie. My girlfriend, on the other hand, does not believe in data. So for I am telling the truth. This is the truth. So I like to see what the data shows me. Melissa more likes to go by what she feels like, which is fine. I understand. It's not my way of looking at it, but here is my spreadsheet for part 1. So I'm gonna go down the list of all of the cars that are on here, and I'm gonna tell you how many of each car they have in this area. Now I'm curious what people think, which brand will have the highest amount of cars. So I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds to think about what car you think. 10 seconds. Give me your top 3 cars, what you think. So you got 5 seconds left. All right, and 10 seconds. All right, so I made 6 different categories for all of the cars that are on the list. You have your 0 to 10, you have your 11 to 20, your 21 to 30, your 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and then I just put 50 plus. And you can see how many categories or how many cars are in each category here. You can see that the top 3 cars, I don't know if you got this right. Number 1 is the Tesla. Number 2 is the BMW. And then coming in at number 3 with 48 cars is the Toyota. All right, so here's how I looked at it, right? I don't want to be all the way in the bottom. So the cars that, the brands that only have 0, 5, 1, I don't feel like people are choosing those brands the most. That's my assumption, right? I also don't want to be up in the highest level. That's the BMW, that's the Mercedes-Benz, and that is the Tesla and the Toyota, honestly. So the highest is like 48 to 50, and the lowest are like 0 to 1. So I would prefer to be somewhere in the middle, but around like 20 to 30, somewhere in that range, right? The reason being is I don't want to put the car in an oversaturated market where everybody has a Tesla. So if you know how supply and demand works, if everybody has a Tesla, right, everybody's going to be trying to lower their price to compete with the person who also had their Tesla up on the Turo website. So I don't want to have to list my Tesla for $40 because everybody in the area has their Tesla listed for like $50. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want that market. Same thing with the BMW. And on top of that, those cars are more expensive. So if I was to get a Tesla, or I was to get a BMW or Mercedes, and my car note is high and I have to charge very low for my car, it will not make sense to me to buy that car because I'm not going to be able to make the money back to pay for the car and to actually have money left over. So I want something in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose all of the cars all the brands that have between 20 and 30 cars. So that would be, let's highlight, we got this one, the Chevrolet, we got the Honda, we got the Jeep, we got the Nissan, and that's it. Now, like I said, depending on who you are, you can go for these other brands. It's up to you. Now, for me, I'm actually curious, though, about cars like the smart car, because there's only one of those. So there's also a possibility that that car could be booked out the most because nobody is competing with them. So they can also charge whatever price they want if people are looking for that car. So I'm going to look through some of the list to see some of them. I'm looking at 3 brands that only have 1 car, and I want to see how much they charge. This person charges $69 a day for a Smart 4-row 2017, and he has 9 trips. Okay, so there's that. Who else has 1 car on here? The Cadillac. I was surprised the Cadillac only has 1. So $180 a day. See, now this is something I would look into, but the thing is, I don't see any reviews for this car. He charged $180 a day. It doesn't mean that he's getting booked out. It just means that he charges that much for the car. I'm looking for one more. The Fiat. What's the Fiat do? They charge $90. Okay. See, now this is interesting. They charge $90 a day. There's only 1 of them, and they have 27 trips. It's 4.7 rating, but there's only 1 car. So you could charge more than 90 if you are offering better amenities. You know, let's say your car is cleaner, faster, newer. You could probably charge 110, 120 for your car because somebody looks at both of them and goes, "Oh, that one's 90, but it's older. I'll pay a little bit more for the newer car." The brands I've chosen are the Chevrolet, the Honda, the Jeep, the Nissan. 1, 2, 3, those 4. Let me highlight those. I would like to charge $100 a day. Now, there's no way to really know how often the car will get booked So I always like to say it's going to be booked between 50 and 70% of the month. So 50% would be 15 days out of the month, and 70% would be 21 days. So between 15 and 21 days out the month. And this comes down to how much you want to make per month, or how much you want to charge per day. I think that's a better way to look at it. So let's say that you want to make $100 a day. I think that's a good number, a good round number. I don't really know how many cars you can get that for, that are not expensive, but let's go with $100 first. So let's say you do $100 a day. All right. So you're going to make between $1,500 and $2,100 a month if you can get your car booked out for 15 to 21 days. Now that sounds like a good amount of money. Now that does not take into account insurance, things going wrong, cleaning. You have to account for any scratches or something like that. What else? You got insurance, maybe a car note if you don't buy the car cash, and then also where you're going to store the car if you're not keeping it on your block or whatever. Because we were thinking about putting it inside of a garage, but we might just leave it on the street in an area where there's no alternate side parking. Let's go with $100 a day. So I go up here. I like to change the price to $100. So there's 200 plus cars that charge over $100 a day, $100 plus a day. We're looking at the Chevy, the Honda, the Jeep, and the Nissan. So let's go with the Chevy. All right. So there are 11 Chevys that are charging $100 a day. Now we're going to go with the Honda. There are 6 Hondas that are charging that much. There are 8 Jeeps. And then you have the Nissan. And there are 3. Okay. All right. So if you were to charge $70 a day for your car, you would make between $1,050 to $1,470. So here's $70 to $95. I really don't want to charge less than $70 for the car if I don't have to. I like to choose a car, the average of the two, because I don't know what's happening at the bottom, and I don't know people at the top are doing. They may have a lot of experience and 1,000 reviews to be able to get to where they're getting. So I prefer to try and stay somewhat in the middle. You can do whichever you want. You can actually go through all of them and look to see which one you like the most, but for time, I'm going to go through the ones that are in the middle. Now, I'm going to go and to look at the Chevys. Let's see what cars they have on the Chevy. Move this filter back all the way up so I can see, how much what's the highest potential I can make from the car. So we have 15 results, right? Yes. All right. So we have the Equinox, which charges $76 a day. So that means if I was to buy the Equinox, I would be able to possibly make between $1,140 and $1,500 a month, $1,600 a month. Okay. If I charge that much, this Equinox is 76. This person charges $145 for Equinox. All right. And they have 39 trips. This person charges 76 for Equinox. Same car. Right now, he has 39 trips and he has 3 trips. Now, this is what I was talking about. So there's a reason why this person has this many trips and charging that much. Now, there could be different things. They could have raised this price yesterday because they were getting more bookings. It could be special. They could have more reviews to be able to charge that price, or they may offer more things that, we'll have to get more into that a little bit later. But so this car, $145 for the Equinox, right? So he could make between $2,100 and $3,000 a month. All right. Now, also, this could be an outlier. This does not mean every car will charge this. So another Equinox, $125 a day. Okay.
Where is that? Where's this?
This is in Jersey.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you said you were doing it.
And I'm going to do that later. I'm going to starting with Jersey. Okay, so this person charges $125 a day. So that's between $1,900 and $1,800 and $2,600 for that. All right, so this one charges $150 a day for the Equinox. They charge $150 again. This is a Chevy Corvette. They charge $134. So you could Equinox may cost you more than a Chevy. That's crazy. They have 25 trips. This Corvette is $127, right? 2016. They have 153 trips and they charge $127 a day. This person charges $214 a day for their Corvette and they have 142 trips. Another Corvette, $214. A Chevy Impala, $74. $230 for 2019 Camaro, 2017. Okay. All right. So that's the Chevy. Now I'm going to go and look at the Nissan. So the Pathfinder is $71 a day for this one. They have a Rogue Sport for $77 a day. They have a Murano for $70 a day. Nissan Rogue for $100 a day. They have 67 trips. That's a good amount of trips. This one has 70 for the Murano. Okay, so they seem to like this kind of car. This is 2020. This is 2020. Nissan Rogue 2021. They charge $89 a day. Nissan Rogue Sport, they charge $90 a day. The Nissan Rogue 2020, they charge $89 a day. The Nissan Rogue 2019, they charge $72 a day. So here's $134 for this one, $85 for the Altima 2020, and then again $150 for the Altima. Now, I don't know if you guys really looked at it, at which cars you think come up the most. I feel like I saw between the Rogue and the Murano on here, so you can go even deeper into that. So now they allow you to choose what car model you want. So I would put the Rogue for this one, right? Just put Rogue. So there are 7 Rogues that they have. And I think, what was the other one? There was a Rogue. So that's good. That's 7. That's a good amount of Rogues. So now you're only competing with 7 other cars. Let's see. The Rogue, Murano, Rogue. See, it's a trend here. The Rogue must be doing well because there's enough people buying it. It's booked out at a good amount of money. This one is $134 a day. And it's not expensive to buy. So honestly, I might look into this car too. $134 a day. Now, personally, what I saw was, I feel like the Chevy had higher rates. Now, one thing that you have to be kind of wary of or careful of is there are certain people, which I've run into or I've seen, that they have multiple cars on the platform. They're like super host for here. They call them, I don't know, the all-star host or whatever. But what I mean by super hosts are people that have 30, 40, 50 cars. Like those people, I believe, kind of control the market differently. But I do like to use them as kind of a barometer, an idea of what cars they think sell well. So I'm going back to the Chevy. So the Equinox is 76. Now, there's a person I found in New Jersey. He has 4,172 trips since 2018, which is crazy. I count how many cars he has. He has like 85 cars. Okay, so yeah, this person has 85 cars. I wrote down all the cars he has and how much he charges for each car. So now I would go through his page to see, okay, he charges $145 for his car, right? Now, like I said, this is the car that we chose. We chose the Chevy Equinox because we feel like if he is charging $145 for his car, right? And $125, $150, $150 for that car. But you also need to find out and look at whether the cars are getting booked or not. So I'm gonna go into that. So I'm gonna start off with the Chevy Equinox. Let's start at the top. This person's Chevy Equinox. It's in Union City. And this is Rafi. He has 64 trips, 4.7 rating. Here's a problem that I see. He has 3 ratings, right? The last review was on July 9th. So this leads me to believe one of 2 things. Either he's not a very good host, even though he has a 5.0 rating, or he's not really trying to make that much money from this car, right? So either way, that's not a good sign to me for this person particularly, or just right now for this car or that person. So I'm going to the next person. We got Steven, right? His most recent trip was September 10th. Today is October 2nd. I also want to see how many times that car was booked for that month. This person has 2 bookings for September. August, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bookings in August. All right. So like I said, for me, that's like, okay, that's good. Now, it could be the season also. These are things you have to take into account depending on wherever you are at. But this is a general idea of what to expect when booking this car. He's charging $125 a day for this one. So we would come in and we would probably charge like $100 or $95 a day because he's charging $125, $145, whatever. So this car was most recently booked September 20th. It was only booked twice in September. So he has 5 ratings, right? But the last rating was September 2nd. So that would lead me to believe that he actually got this car pretty recently, because he only has 5 ratings on it, and the last one is September 2nd. When I make my spreadsheet, I'll have on here like, okay, what's the date? I'll have the last review and the first review to kind of have an idea of when they got the car, what day it is now, and how many reviews are in between those 2 times. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Chevy Equinox again, 2021. Is this the same person? Yes, it's him again. He charges $150 a day for this one. 23 ratings. His last review was September 24th and September 3rd for this car. Now he has, I think right now he has 3 of these, and he had, between the 3 of them, he might have had 6 bookings in September. It seems like. The Chevy Equinox 2021. Again, this is the same person again. He has his car. He has no reviews for September for this car. That's very interesting. What year is this? 2021. So that's very interesting. But he has 21 reviews overall. September must be a slow month. I feel like it's not a lot of cars being booked. But either way, because he has almost all of the Chevy Equinoxes. Oh, there might also be people who are charging less than he is. Let me just move this down here. Wilfors charges $68 a day for his Chevy Equinox, and his last review was August 30th. Okay, let's see. This Chevy Equinox charges $76 a day. So based off of the info I see here, I would go with the Nissan Rogue, because so far it looks like there would be more variety of people to choose from. Not too many, but enough where all of the decisions are not based off of one person. All right, so now I want to look at the Nissan Rogue. See, but the thing is they charge less, but you know, let's see. Okay, it says it right here. Just bought the car April 2021. Now, his last review was September 13th. He only has 1 review for all of September. In August, he only has 2 reviews. In July, he only has 2 reviews. Now, I don't know how long the bookings were. They could have been 5-day, 6-day long bookings. I don't know. I would like to see more than just 2 or 3 bookings. I think if I could see 5 bookings for the month, I like that, because I think they said the average booking time for a car on Turo was about 3 days. See, Steven, again, this guy right here, I'm telling you, he's everywhere. His last booking was September 30th. He had one September 22nd. He had one September 10th, September 7th, September 2nd. Now, you see, in September, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bookings for this car. All right, the Nissan Rogue 2020. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. I like to see that. But again, it's him. So I don't know how, you know, what he does with his business, but you know, obviously something might be working. Nissan Rogues. A lot of Nissan Rogues. There's a lot of Nissan Rogues. It's a lot of them. And you see, that's what I was talking about earlier. Well, I think the more cars you have in that area or that type of car, you have to charge less to compete. You can't charge 154 car that everybody has. You know, everybody's going to try and undercut you. He only has 5 trips. His last review was September 27th. Bro, he just has mad cancellations. So just going to skip right past my guy. Here's another thing as well. Everybody does not leave a review. So you have to go off the information that you do have. There may be more reviews, and there definitely are people who drove the car who did not review it. That's a guarantee. Based off what I saw here, I still think I would go with the Equinox because there are less of them. And they charge more for the car, and they're still getting booked out. Now, there are more Nissan Rogues I see, 2020, 2021. Now, once you find this, you can kind of go deeper and figure out, okay, this is the exact kind of model I want, year I want. And then it also, we're looking at trying to have really good pictures, because a lot of these people, I feel like, don't take good pictures of their car. They kind of just have their iPhone and just put it up there. So that's where we want to compete in the creativity of the car, because look at this shade is blocking the car. You can't see it here. I like this picture a lot. Let's see what kind of pictures they have on here. Is this Steven? No, this is Michael. This is Moreno. See, these are nice pictures. Like I said, I like this inside picture here. This is good. It's like high contrast. I don't really like, you know, this here, but it is what it is. When I say I don't like this, I mean the shading on the car, on the seats. Could be better pictures. Need more light in there. This is a bad picture. And like I said, these are people that we're competing with. They don't really take the best pictures. We are currently trying to do, when the house is renovated that we just bought, we're going to do Airbnb with it. So we come from the Airbnb space, so we know how important pictures are. I feel like Turo, I would assume they've been around long enough, but it seems like people don't care about the pictures of the car when they take them. Like, this is bad. This is bad. This one is okay. Let's see what I don't think you should have other cars in the background of your picture, personally. I don't think that's a good idea. Who is this? This is Sparky NY. Yeah, they're a commercial car company, they said. So they just a car rental place. Looks foggy. I wouldn't really like that picture personally. I wouldn't have this on the inside here. So, you know, people who are buying a car are gonna look at it like, what am I looking at here? What is this? The fact that you have a button here, like, what is this? What's the point of this? So, you know, I personally wouldn't post that kind of picture. So out of all these pictures, right, This one is okay. They have 58 trips, 74 trips. This one is okay. Let's see. Nah, he's a terrible picture. This is a 2020. Look, what is this? What is this? This is terrible. Look how close you are to the car. These are not good pictures. Yeah, so I'm like, these are not good pictures. And it seems like, let me see where the sun is at, because I can't tell with the shadow. I feel like, I mean, bruh, you're gonna have to turn the car. It's just so much. It's just, like I said, it's, to me, I just think the picture should be a lot better than they are. Who has the most reviews? 60, 20, 70. This person would look at this. He has the most trips, 70 trips for this car, right? 70 trips. And I'm not surprised because, again, the car, look, this is a nice picture. I would want to pay for this. This is a nice car. If I was scrolling down, I would go, ooh, maybe this one too. I would go, ooh, this is nice. I want to click on this one. This one has 67 trips. So is this Steven again? Yes, it is. So he's obviously wilding here on Turo. Now, the last step in figuring out which car to choose is we use Carvana to buy our car. So let's go to 2021 Chevy Equinox. How much would that cost? All right. So the Chevy Equinox, for me, if I want to get a Chevy Equinox, I could put $500 down and I could get it. A 2021 Chevy Equinox, I would get for $30,000, $500 cash down. So that's not that bad. The one that we got is a 2020. We had to put like $300 down for it. Yeah, these would be better than the one that we got because they have less miles. The car that we got has 63,000 miles on it, and it's a 2020. So we don't know what they were doing with that car, but we know it's definitely being used. That's for sure. So yeah, $500 cash down, $500. So which one would I get?
Oh, we could have got one for less down or more months. Well, less months.
I've used my score.
Yeah. None of it has super credits, so.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's okay. It's like a 700 something. Like it's low 700. All right, and then the last car I'm going to look at will be the Nissan Rogue. And honestly, yeah, I could have put a 2020 Equinox too, but I only put 2021 because it's the newest car. Another thing too, you don't want to always buy the newest car if you don't really have to. For example, you can go on here and see that this is 2019. They have 62 trips. So you don't have to buy the newest car to get your car booked. So let's see, for the Nissan Rogue, they have two of them. So $500 cash down for this one and $1,000 for this one. So that is how I choose the car, or how I chose the car. Now, Melissa's credit is what we used to buy it, so her down payments were higher. So that kind of played into a role as to how we got the car. We are also both on the insurance, so it's going to be higher. Right now, our insurance is $285 for both of us on the insurance. I would like to get it down closer to $200. We're paying about how much is the monthly payment for the car?
$5 something.
Damn, that's kind of high. So it's like $5. I thought it was like $400.
Like $570.
It's like $600.
I think so.
Damn. So that means our monthly payment is about $500 or $600. So we want to charge $90 for our car. So we would make between $1,350 and $1,890. Okay, so put $600 for the monthly payment, and then the insurance, I'm gonna put $300. So we're at $900 for this car, right? I'm gonna put another $150 for miscellaneous, $100 for cleaning. Right now, we would be at $1,150. So this car, if it's booked out at 15 days out of the month at $90, and the reason I feel like comfortable charging that is because you have Steven, who is charging $125, $145, $150 for his car, and they're relatively booked, for the last couple of months. Between all of the different cars he has, they were all booked differently throughout the month. So that seems important to me. So I think we could completely charge $90. I think we could charge more once we start getting more reviews. But if our expenses are $1,150. As I was making the video, I actually forgot that Turo takes a percentage out of every trip that you do. So they have a 90% plan, a 85% plan, they have an 80% plan, a 75% plan, and a 60% plan. So I had to go and re-edit the spreadsheet so you can see how much you would make after each trip. All of our expenses are about $1,150, so we would make as you can see here, between $65 or negative $340, depending on which plan we go with. And if we're booked out 21 days out the month, charging $90 a day, we would make between $551 or negative $16. So it all depends on how much we're booked and how much we're charging. Also, if you want me to do your city, you can just comment and let me know about that, and I'll just do it wherever you are. It was kind of fun. I'm curious to see what other cities are like. I think that's it. There's no outro. You know all the YouTube things, and that's it.